My parents divorced when I, nearly adult male, was 2. My mom remarried last year after being with my stepdad since I was 5. My dad, however, has been remarried 3 times since and was in 6 other live-in relationships. The last marriage stuck better than the others, and they celebrated their 4th wedding anniversary in June. I was a young teen when Dad married his wife. He only introduced me to her after they got engaged. I think she was the other woman in his 3rd marriage, but I can't be sure. I do know he cheated on his ex-wife though, and they were only married for like 18 months before she was gone. I still remember him introducing her and her boys, who were a toddler and preschooler at the time. I know people will suggest the youngest at least must be Dad's, but he's biracial and both my dad and his wife are white, so I don't think so. They were saying how we would be a family, and she told me her boys would love a big brother. I wasn't super enthusiastic and didn't like that I was being called a big brother to 2 random kids. They married 5 months later, and a week later my dad forced me to babysit the boys so they could go on a date. The following week I was at his house and he forced me to babysit so she could go shopping for a few hours. His wife told me it was an excellent chance for us to bond, and I don't think she or my dad were happy when I basically just sat there during the day or left them in bed at night when babysitting. I didn't want to do it, and I told my dad, and he said it was tough luck. After the instability of my dad after his divorce from my mom and the fact I felt he basically gave me the biggest screw you since he didn't even give me a chance to meet them before he got serious, I asked my mom if she would fight for custody of me, and she did and won. We had a lot of instability, thank you for that, Dad. My dad really tried to keep me involved even though I was living with Mom, and he tried to get me to babysit a few more times before finally giving up that angle. But it's been years, and he's upset that I don't act like I'm part of his family and haven't made an effort to know his stepkids. He called my mom about graduation after Christmas, and he got annoyed when he heard there would be limited spaces, and I'd already claimed my share. I saw him on New Year's Eve at my grandparents' party, and he approached me and told me how disappointed he was that things had failed. He tried to drag my grandparents into the conversation too. Then he said, "It's like our family failed because I made you babysit once or twice." I told him it was a big reason since I hardly knew his wife or her kids, and he made it clear my opinion and comfort meant nothing to him. His stepkids were there, so he got angry with me for confirming it. I told him he shouldn't have said it so, and he should have left me alone. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Your dad is using you as a tool and not considering your opinion. It's a bit nervy to mention the term family when he seems to have churned through women and may have a skewed idea of a family. Babysitting is bonding. LOL, your dad has such nerve. It's like our family failed because I made you babysit once or twice. This blows my mind. He's clearly blind to what he's done. OP is a better person than me. I would have said our family failed because he walked away, wasn't a father figure, was flaky on child support payments, I'm guessing since OP mentions a lot of instability, and Lord knows what else. He wants to act like the problem is his 2 volunteers to babysit. Allow me to drag all the skeletons out of his closet. I mean, this is the guy who had 3 marriages and 6 live-in girlfriends in 11 years. He clearly has a use and throw away mentality when it comes to other people, but he's likely angry OP didn't allow him to use him until he was ready to discard his son. I've come across people like OP's dad, and they're always angry if the other person does the ditching. They believe they're the sole one with that prerogative. Well, I cannot imagine the mental gymnastics it takes to think becoming a wife number 4 to a man whose every relationship falls apart in around a year is a good idea. Honestly, I imagine all his women had a severe case of relationship-itis. You know, when someone so badly wants a romantic relationship, they don't give a damn about the person they're starting a relationship with. OP, you did nothing wrong, nor did you say anything that wasn't the truth, and Dad has the maturity of a nailhead. My husband and I married 3 years ago and now have an infant daughter. We were best friends for 6 years before this. He has a tween daughter with his ex and she's great. I love everything about that girl, outside of her shower usage. So she showers twice a day, once before school and once around 5 p.m. She stays in there for 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes every single time. Our hot water is electric and her shower usage has raised our bill to nearly $600 a month for the past 4 months. Whenever I talk to her dad about it, I'm met with an, "It's something we have to get used to because I'm not going to tell her she can't shower." She uses all the hot water and considers she showers around dinner time and the kitchen sink affects the temperature of the shower. She's constantly screaming out of the bathroom to turn off the kitchen sink when I'm literally trying to cook and need the water to do so. I've told her several times not to use the shower during the hours of 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. so I can cook, do dishes, but she always claims to forget or gets extremely angry and causes a bunch of tension in the house because she feels gross and needs a shower right that minute. I'm starting to grow resentful because there have been several times I've attempted to bathe our daughter, or bathe myself, or do the dishes, and there's been no hot water. My husband also takes 2 showers a day, once before work and once immediately following work. He comes home at 6. He also complains because there's no hot water when he gets home, but he never says anything to his daughter. But recently they cut my husband's hours down to half the time he usually had because the company is threatening to go under. So the financial responsibilities have been 80% on my shoulders. I own my own business. It used to be 50-50. I told him that since I'm now paying significantly more than he is, I refuse to pay this much for electricity, and he and his daughter will both be limited to 1 shower a day for no more than half an hour. I told his daughter this as well. Both are calling me controlling and have disregarded everything I said, and still shower twice a day for 45+ minutes. So I left and told them to figure out how to pay for everything. I'm currently staying at my mom's with the baby. He says I'm an idiot because I just left them in a trying time, or because I want to control their showering. That's not it at all. They are financially ruining me, and I'm not putting up with it anymore. I have maybe $200 a month after I pay all the bills and a baby that needs diapers. This is gross, but I've only been able to shower twice without the baby since I had her because of them. I either bathe her or bathe myself thoroughly, and I need to bathe the baby because she's super chunky, gets stuff trapped in the rolls, and gets rashes. Edit, this wasn't the norm until recently. My stepdaughter moved in with us in September for school because her mom moved out of the district and she wanted to stay in the same school. So this is all new to me. My husband always showered twice a day, but the bill was still significantly lower because his showers usually don't exceed 20 minutes. They're both diagnosed with OCD from what I've been told, but the only OCD behavior that is noticeable is showering. Excuse me, but 14 hours in the shower every week is excessive. Yikes! OCD is relevant information, but it still doesn't disregard that you can't afford 14 hours plus of shower every week. Not the idiot, and they need to work with a professional to find different coping mechanisms, or a higher paying job. At that point, it would be 6 times cheaper to get a family YMCA pass or gym membership to make them shower there. They should absolutely both be getting more and better professional help with their OCD than they are, no matter how much that may be, because so many hours of hot water usage per week for just 2 people showering is just clearly not tenable. These people are rude and inconsiderate. If the daughter wants $600 worth of showers, she can get a job and pay for it. I mean, the kid is a tween, she can't get a job, she needs support if this shower habit is a compulsion, like actual medical support. If it isn't something caused by her claimed OCD, then she needs a wake-up call, and her dad too. OP, here's a solution. Go to your water heater. There will be a valve you can close. It will cut off the hot water supply. It doesn't take more than 10 minutes to clean oneself. This isn't fair to you at all. I'm sorry, OP. I, a teen female, have been with my boyfriend, nearly adult, for 2 years. We have an infant baby together and I live with his family because my family wasn't supportive. Surprisingly, my mom invited us to her gathering and wanted us all to spend the night. My boyfriend and I agreed, without knowing the sleeping arrangements. My oldest sister has moved out of state and her bedroom was now a guest room, so I assumed that's where my boyfriend and I would be staying. But then my mom informed me that my boyfriend would have the guest room and I would be sleeping in my old room that I shared with my younger sister. I told her I should be able to share a room with my boyfriend. We have a kid together and I need help with the baby during the night. She said I was still a child and wouldn't be sharing a bed with a man under her roof. I told her my baby and I weren't sharing a bunk bed with my young teen sister. No way was that happening and that I needed my boyfriend's help during the night. She still refused, so I said we wouldn't be staying the night tonight, but we'd stay for the party. My mom got upset, which started an argument, and she basically said I couldn't suck it up for one night, proving I'm too immature to be a mother. We ended up leaving. My mom left me a bunch of angry texts, and my dad texted me asking me to please apologize to my mom. Am I the idiot? Oh, honey, this is a tough one. I'm sorry your parents aren't supportive. Them asking you to share a bunk bed with a baby is the ridiculous part. Not to mention taking away a source of help that you and the baby need. I'm glad your boyfriend is supportive, and it sounds like he's helping with the baby. You did the right thing by leaving and not caving into that demand. This is simply where you are in life. If your mom can't accept that, it's her problem to work through and solve. I wish all three of you the best. Also, the mom is shutting the barn door after the horses have escaped. That horse has definitely bolted, Mom. LOL. The argument is too immature to be a mother. LMAO. Well, it's too late now, honey. She's a mother already, so this sentence is completely pointless. Honestly, OP's mom is too immature to have a baby if her baby is having babies. I blame grammar. Right? And there's no better protection than a sleeping baby. OP wanting the baby daddy's help during the night is a valid reason. If she was super concerned about intimacy under her roof, then she could say the door has to be left cracked open, but really she's at least a year too late to be that concerned. If you didn't say anything inappropriate or rude during the fight, I don't see a need to apologize. 6 months ago, my 24 female best friend Tess, 26 female, asked me to be her maid of honor for her wedding. We've been friends for years now and I love her a lot. She's always been there for me and we've been through a lot together. Tess was the most excited about her bachelorette. She'd been talking about it even before she got engaged, which is why I feel so guilty. I also helped her plan our Vegas trip. We were supposed to leave this week. But a few days ago, Jason got laid off from work. Even though he saw it coming, it hit him hard. He's just stressed and upset. He didn't even tell me at first because he didn't want me to worry, but I knew I couldn't go anymore when he finally told me. I was conflicted and I knew what this meant to Tess and that I was the maid of honor, but I just couldn't even consider going to Vegas while Jason was this upset. He's a strong guy, but he shouldn't go through this alone. I worked up the courage to call Tess and it went much worse than planned. Tess thought I was joking at first and then she just became furious, which is understandable, but I wish she understood my situation too. At first, Tess told me to do whatever and cut the call, but she didn't respond when I tried contacting her again. After that, she sent me many messages saying that I was stealing her special day and started questioning why I accepted to be maid of honor if I didn't want to do the duties that came along with it. She said I'm untrustworthy and jealous, ruining her special moment for a guy I've only known for a year. I'll admit I usually don't accept Tess's offers to go clubbing, and she blames that on Jason being controlling, but in reality I've explained that I just turned into a homebody because I never really enjoyed that stuff in the first place. I still go out with her often, making sure I'm there for her, but her bachelorette I was willing to do that and more. I did want to go and make it special. She told me that her whole plan would fall through because I was the one with the plan. I told her I'll explain it all to one or other of our friends, but she said I don't have to because I'm no longer her friend, and that hurts a lot to hear. On the one hand, I don't regret my decision. Jason needs me and Tess should understand how difficult this is for us. But also, this is a once-in-a-lifetime trip, and she's been dreaming about it forever. I'm also the one who planned a lot of the stuff. Our mutuals also reached out to let me know that Tess was very angry and that what I did wasn't cool. Now I'm doubting myself, and I need to know if I have to apologize. Man, why can't I find a magic guy worth throwing away friendships for? You are the idiot. He lost a job that he knew was coming. What support does he need? No one's sick. No one died. He needs to put on his big boy underoos and start job hunting. If he can't handle this for one weekend, then your codependency is off the charts. Yeah, I'm sorry, but Jason can manage himself for a weekend without you, even if he is sad about something. He's a big boy who can make plans with other friends and family and take care of himself while you're gone. You bailed on your good friend to just sit home and hold his hand. You owe your friend a huge apology. At this stage, I think OP could apologize until she's blue in the face, but that friendship is over. But too busy playing mommy and nursemaid to boyfriend's extreme upsetness. LMAO. OP is so the idiot here. She wouldn't be my best friend, that's for sure. OP sounds like one of those women who completely turn themselves inside out for whatever guy they're dating. Always a very annoying character trait when you've got a friend like that. And she's probably going to be one of those chicks that you hear about that attends boyfriend's job interviews like one of those helicopter parents. LOL. I would hate to see what she does when he gets a cold. Jason thinks I'm right. There, that right there tells you everything you need to know. I bet he thinks you're right because it benefits him and no one else. I have 5 children. A nearly adult male, a teen female, a younger teen female, 2 tweens male and female. My niece, Isla, got married last Saturday, and when I received the invitation as a guest, it said, OP's family on the invite, which on my mind included my children, myself and my wife. There was no child-free marriage or minimum age warning. Even though Isla is a little older, she always had a lot of contact when she was younger with my children, even more so with my oldest, and has contact at parties. Isla's wedding was just for family and close friends, with 50 or 60 people without table markings. From the invitation, I understood that my family was invited, and I took all my children, but considering that my other brother, Isla's uncle, also brought his 2 children, 18 male and teen female, because the invitation only included his family. Same on invite. The ceremony was beautiful. During the party, my sister, Isla's mother, came to ask if everyone had come, and I confirmed. She didn't say anything else, and I didn't think about anything else. On Sunday, my sister sent me a message saying that it had been inconvenient to bring 6 people with me to a wedding with few people, and that I should have asked the bride and groom if I could take all my children, which almost didn't have enough seats. Some missed the wedding, so the number matched. I said that due to the invitation, Isla included just OP's family as guests, and I thought all my 5 children were included, and that I wouldn't mind just me and my wife going, but there was no limitation or warning in the invitation. She still doesn't agree. She says that when you have a big family, you have to confirm if you can take everyone and don't guess. I sent a message to my niece to clarify, but she confirmed that it was a planning error of hers, but that she liked everyone there in the end. She imagined that only the older cousins would go. My sister is still criticizing me, so am I the idiot? Let's get the record straight. You brought your 5 children and wife to a wedding, not a random group of 6 people, your family to a wedding they were invited to. Not the idiot right there. The invitation said your family. You took your family. The bride isn't mad, and the bride said she was the one in error and that she was happy to see your kids there. There's no issue here. Your sister is angry on behalf of someone who doesn't have an issue. When the invitation says, and family, and your relative knows exactly how big your family is, it's natural to assume you're all invited. What did your sister expect you to do? Leave the tween at home? OMG, your family is your family. It doesn't matter if it's 2, 3, or 30. If you get an invitation addressed to OP and family, that means the whole family. Your sister is blaming you for her daughter's error. Tell your sister to get bent, and I bet this isn't a new theme.